Welcome to Deep Thought. If you can breathe, you can recover. If you can breathe, you can recover. And what I mean by recover, you can recover from injuries, both physical and mental. Or since this is Deep Thought, let's focus on the mental. And this was inspired because on a video I said, I talked about a couple weeks ago, one of my Sunday morning simulcasts about being able to staying on your path despite the obstacles, something like that. Once I publish the stuff, I don't think about it as much. But just getting no matter the obstacles, staying on your path. Then someone had commented about what if something really terrible happened that kills your soul. And I said, well, you can still breathe and your soul can't die. And I thought about that because we had a couple other comments and he said, thanks for the encouragement, because I just let him know, hey, you could still do something regardless of what happened. And it was more of an emotional thing, but it could be anything. And I'll get more into the physical stuff. I'll get into it now because I'm going to get into the emotional stuff in the next episode. But here's the thing. I don't care what happens to you. If you're still alive, the problem can be solved. You can recover. And it could be anything. It could be a physical hurt, emotional hurt. It could be losing a job, a circumstance. It could be having your house destroyed in a terrible storm, an earthquake, a fire. You can recover. You can recover. Because I want y'all to really think about it. Like, say something happens materially. I remember I've said it before, when I was a freshman in college, St. Joseph's University, I was staying in an apartment, university-owned apartment. And there was a fire that burned the building to the ground. And I had a lot of stuff. Y'all see me wearing polos now. I was like that freshman wearing all those fly polos. I used to purposely wear high water so people could see my polo socks. Like purposely wear high waters, wearing shirt and tie to school. I mean, I was doing my thing. Had all this material stuff and it burned up in a fire. But the thing is, recovered from it because it was just material goods. Like if something happens to you in a material nature, I don't care what it is, how sentimental it might be, or how hard you work for it, how fancy it is, you can recover from that. And that's the easiest thing. And then the physical thing, your body's going to heal itself anyway. And then the emotional thing, well, I'll get into some specifics in the next episode, but you can heal from that. Look, here's the key. You can breathe. You got to have the mindset of no matter what's happened, I can use my mind to get out of it. I'll never forget what an elder told me. An elder told me, and this was during the closing of a house that I had in the area. No matter what happens, if you can think, you can solve the issue. No matter what happens. And that's a very important thing. That's why on this channel, I promote thinking. Every human being has a powerful tool. If you can think, you can solve the problem. And just even before you think, if you can breathe, you can solve the problem. Nothing is hopeless. I don't care what happens. It might look like, it's going to look like that at the moment. I know people going through some stuff right now. Shoot, I've been through some stuff. But I knew no matter what, I can still breathe. I'm still alive. I can think about it, no matter what the problem. Like, I use the money example. There's been times in my life money has been tight. Let me say that word again, tight. Shoot, within the last decade, it was tight. But I didn't worry about it. Because I said, okay, I can find a way to make money. Because I can recover no matter what happened, no matter what I've gone through. I always knew. Because the thing is, you're still alive. Understand, you can't go through life holding on to pain. I'm going to tell you what, especially emotional pain. And I'll get more into that. And I keep previewing that. I probably should have did the whole thing, a two-parter on emotional pain. But that's part of this conversation. No matter what it is, you can overcome it. You can breathe, you can think. Use that mind. That's why on this channel, I always say, I've said several times, as long as you're not insulting, I'll allow most comments, even if it's going against what I'm saying. All I ask is that you think about it, because that's all I want you to do. That's why I just put out some videos, and it's specifically to get you to think. And it's not a right or wrong answer as long as you think about it. Hey, you could prove I could do a video and you could have everything, you could prove everything wrong in it. And I'm good with that. Because you had to think to do it. You had to think to do it. You had to think to find the materials to do whatever. You had to think about the argument. That's all I want you to do. Because I'm going to tell you what, the power of thought is everything. One of the problems I have with the theys, they don't want you to think about it. Because if you start thinking, you say, well, wait a minute, I'm supporting the theys with my actions. Seriously, if you think there's a lot of stuff that's happening that if people really thought, really use their brain, they can get past it. They can solve it, you know? And one of the things you can solve is being able to recover. And in fact, I'm going to stress the title. I'm going to just say, we'll leave it at that. I was going to change it. But yeah, if you can breathe, you can recover, regardless of what it is. Now, I know some people say, well, I won't be able to get it the same way as before. But you're still breathing. You know, you're still breathing. You're still alive. And you might go down a different path. There's many people I've known many people, I've read about many people, they'll have something bad happen, physical, emotional, to their material goods. But then it takes them down a different path. And it was like, you know what, I wouldn't be here if that hadn't happened. But the thing is, they were able to breathe. Because the only thing that stops you from recovering from anything is transition. That's the only thing. I want y'all to think about it. If you can still walk around, if you can still think, you can recover from whatever. Now, I'm quite sure there's some exceptions to that, but beyond death, I haven't seen them. You know? And now, yeah, you might not be the same as before, but being the same as before probably got you in that position. You probably have a greater path if you think about it. Think in terms of solving the problem. Think, and then recovering. You can. You can. That's the main thing on this channel. Think. And as long as you can breathe, you can think. That's the key thing. And that's how you break it down. It's like, well, hold up, I'm still alive. You haven't faced the ultimate circumstance. That's the ultimate circumstance. If you're anything less than that, you can still do it. Even if you do something and you're in a lot of pain, there's always something that can relieve that pain. Always something. It's just a matter of thinking about it. So as long as you can breathe, you can recover. Never give up as long as you can breathe. Okay? So anyway, that's all I have for now. I want y'all to think about what I said. Think on this. Get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.